So we're here with Ethan. You got kind of famous a couple days ago for going on the news.
Yep.
So yeah, just introduce yourself a little bit. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, my name's Ethan Larson. I'm a commercial pilot, and I have a Group 1 IFR rating. Um, basically, I had acute myeloid leukemia last year, 1 week after my Group 1 IFR flight test. Fought very hard, had a successful stem cell transplant back in August 2024 with my sister, who was my donor, who saved my life. And right now, I am currently waiting for my Category 1 medical to be reinstated. I applied in December 2024. I've been trying to follow up. I've been complying with all of Transport Canada's requirements, and I feel perfectly healthy. I am perfectly healthy. Lots of medical specialists have cleared me to fly, but we're just currently waiting on administrative delays through transport right now.
Quite a crazy story that you had going on in the past couple years and a half. So let's go
Yep.
back to the beginning. Let me know how you got into aviation. What was your exposure to it, and what made you decide that becoming a pilot was your thing?
Yeah, for sure. So ever since I could basically walk, I've always wanted to fly airplanes. So when I graduated high school, I was super passionate about it. I enrolled at Springbank Air Training College in when I was 17 years old. Got my PPL when I was 18. Got my CPL and IFR at 19. And I've just been super passionate about aviation, and I love to fly. It's more than just a job for me. It's a passion, and every single chance I get to go up, I take it. So aviation means a lot to me.
That is great. Did you have anyone on your family be a pilot, or are you the first one?
Yeah. So my uncle, his name was Uncle Gary. He was a former chief pilot at Central Mountain Air down in BC, and he really inspired me. And he was kind of paving the way for me and our family. And I looked up to him. Unfortunately, he doesn't fly anymore. But I really looked up to him, and seeing him fly and hearing all of his stories really drove me to become a pilot.
No, that's definitely something that would make you want to be,
Yeah, 100%.
make you want to fly a lot. And yeah, I guess going on to that a little bit more. Uh, how did you feel the first time you went flying? What does flying mean to you when you get into the cockpit, get to fly around? You know.
Yeah. I mean, flying is incredible. It's not like, especially flying in these small planes, Cessna 172s. It's a lot more different when you're in an airliner. You're much higher up, but I mean, when you're flying around in small planes, looking out, just seeing everything, it's an unreal experience, and I'm thankful to have had that experience growing up in such a beautiful province of Alberta. And just flying it's ultimately unreal. It's freeing. It's the closest thing we can basically do to becoming a bird. So yeah, flying is great.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. There's nothing that I'd like to be doing more than just hanging around and going to different airports, talking to people,
100%.
and then just yeah, enjoying. So you were saying that you got a diagnosis right at the end of your training, and
Correct.
that must have been quite complicated and scary feeling.
Yeah.
What went through your mind when that happened?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I went from basically, I was applying for jobs, and I actually had an interview the same day that I was diagnosed with leukemia. I had an interview that night. So, when I got called from my family doctor, they were told me that I'm going to be admitted to Foothills Medical Center, and I'm going to start treatment immediately. Because acute myeloid leukemia is a very aggressive blood cancer, and it takes a lot of people's lives, unfortunately. But I was thankful that all the doctors and nurses were able to take care of me and make sure I'm back to 100%, which I am now. But I mean, you go from basically, I just finished flight training. I was ready to get on with my life and go fly and make some money and finally do what I love for a living. And then to be crushed with such a crazy, I mean, cancer at 20 years old, that's not, or 19, that doesn't happen very often. So to have that happen is quite devastating. But we tried to stay positive, and it worked out for me, thankfully.
Yeah, that's really nice that you're doing okay, and then you'll hopefully be ready to fly again soon after Transport Canada um, issues your medical again. So it's been how many months since you lost your medical, or how long?
Yeah, so I had to ground myself, obviously, as per the CARS in April of 2024, and I applied to have my Category 1 medical reinstated in December 2024. So it's been almost, I think tomorrow it will be 10 months actually, since I applied for my medical, and just waiting and not having a yes or no answer it's quite frustrating because I want to know what the next steps I need to do with my career. If aviation is something that I can continue down, or if I have to do it in a couple years. But just kind of being left in the dark is pretty unfortunate because I want to take some next steps to get a career going here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That must be pretty frustrating. But I think you've gotten a little closer to it, correct? And I think you've heard about some other people that have gone through a similar experience. So, what
Yeah.
are your expectations in the next upcoming months?
Sure. So I've talked to a lot of pilots, reached out after the CTV interview. A lot of pilots at the airlines, the ALPA, and a lot of people were showing support. But there was actually a lot of pilots that reached out that did experience cancer, unfortunately, and they were able to get their medical back. So, as far as I'm concerned, what all my doctors and specialists have signed off and said that I'm cleared to fly. I'm not a flight risk right now. I'm currently we're at 6,500 feet. And I'm doing just great, and there's basically no practical or common sense reason to keep me grounded. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to transport people safely.
Yep, and you've been cleared completely by doctors. Told that you'll be okay to fly, correct?
100%. And the thing is with cancer too, it's not like a heart attack. It's not like a heart attack where you'll just suddenly become incapacitated. It's kind of a slow onsetting a disease that you'll get warning signs. You're not just going to become completely incapacitated during flight at any point, no matter what type of cancer you have. So it's quite frustrating when they don't recognize that.
Yeah, that is definitely something hard. And you are hopefully expected to hear from Transport Canada in a couple months from now.
Hopefully. We've been in contact with the Minister of Transportation and our local MPs, and we're trying to do everything to get this medical cleared, but could be weeks, could be months, could be years, but hopefully we get an answer pretty soon here, as I'm pretty eager to get back up again and start logging some pilot and command time.
Yeah, you're up right now, though.
Yeah, thankfully.
So yeah, I think it's definitely a lesson on patience. It's going to be something that could take a couple months, or
Yeah,
maybe longer. Hopefully, it's short because you've been waiting quite
yeah,
a bit and it hasn't been totally fair.
100%.
Your case got pretty famous, but there would be other people that would probably go through this in the future. What would your advice be to someone that goes through something similar, or just having to wait due to some health complications due to flying?
Yeah, for sure. One of the most important things I would think would be to find a good KME that has experience with complex medical applications. All KMEs are great, but some of them specialize in certain areas, and they're more familiar with pilots with medical conditions, and they're able to help you get your medical certificate back. But just my advice would just be find a doctor that understands you. Get some doctors that can back you up, and if you have a good case, then go for it. Try everything in your power to get that medical to go through, because I know there's a lot of folks that have unfortunately had to deal with these delays, sometimes 3-4 years. So
yeah, definitely something that you would like to see change from Transport Canada, right?
Yeah, so as of now, this is an official statement from Transport Canada. They told me that there's about, last year in 2024, there's about 44 or 55,000 applications that were submitted, and 25% of them were considered complex applications. So we have around 15,000 cases that need to be reviewed by the Aviation Medical Review Board. And unfortunately, there's only 16 people on that board that are all part-time, not Transport Canada employees, that basically meet a week or once a month. So 16 people in a board that all have to meet to handle that many applications. You can see why there's unfortunately delays, and it's not a malicious intent by Transport. It's really just a big funding issue on their end.
Yeah. Definitely sounds like they need more
Yeah.
workforce over there.
Yeah.
It's not only a pilot shortage, I guess.
Yeah. And unfortunately, too, is there's a lot of air traffic controllers that have reached out to me too, and Nav Canada is really struggling with right now with finding controllers, and they're in desperate need. And some of their controllers are unfortunately, and unfortunately, some of the controllers can't actually return back to work because they do need a Category 2 medical, and that requires it to go through the board if they have a complex situation too. So it's not just pilots getting affected, unfortunately; it's everybody in the industry.
Yep, definitely getting more and more complicated.
Yeah.
Going back to your training, what was your favorite part of it?
Big highlight of my training was time building for my commercial pilot's license. I would fly all if I had the opportunity and the weather was great. I'd head out to the mountains every single chance I got. Invermere, Golden, all the time. Invermere became a very familiar airport for me, and I've probably flown there the most out of all the airports I've ever been to. So, flying to Invermere and experiencing the Rockies is that was my favorite part of my training.
Yeah, those trips are definitely fun. Um, yep, I think we all have some cool experiences while flight training, and it's definitely fun and encouraging to hear from other people. So if you're thinking about doing it, you probably should. It's a lot of fun. So just wrapping up a little bit, I would like to ask you one last question, and it would be,
Sure.
what do you want people to take away from your experience and what you've been through?
Yeah, for sure. One thing I'd like people to take away from my experience is just be grateful for your health and be grateful for the medical that you do hold, and really take advantage of all the opportunities you have in life with flying, and any open door, take it, and live life to the fullest because you never know when something could happen. So live every day like it's your last.
Definitely a strong message. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming along and fooling around with me in the airplane for a couple minutes. And
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
yeah, no worries. Hopefully, we'll go flying again anytime soon. We can make another video.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.